Everything they say stops before the president. And it is heartwarming to note that there are voices of moderation in the NPP, because the whole scenario is like NPP says they are fully in support of a compilation of a new voters register, which is not at variance with the position of the NDC. We all realize that we were somewhere down the road, or in the course of our growth and development of our political party, sorry, the constitutional democracy, we have to be revising our register. But the point of departure is the timing. And critical issues have been raised, including financial constraints, for which government had granted the EC the necessary resources. And I think when it comes to spending money, making a choice between one or two or three other demanding issues, is the government of the day that has the mandate to decide what to do. If you ask me, I would say don't put those monies into this particular exercise, because we can draw the register at a later time. I granted an interview to a sister radio station yesterday on this matter, and I made a point that the post-chairing of the leadership of the Electoral Commission is potentially a crisis situation. And so far what we've had is we have a constitutional mandate. And the point Mujib made, that if you in your own wisdom decided to appoint or put in place an eminent citizens as an advisory committee who moderated or presided over a very crucial meeting on Thursday, and then you've gone ahead or demonstrated an act that could be described as bad faith, then ab initio, you are really creating an environment for confusion. And let's examine the issues. The EC came out and in the press conference by the deputy chairman, I think a couple of weeks ago, giving technical reasons, which I found plausible. But the question is, why now? Because from what they indicated about software, lack of spare parts, to we don't own the whole system, for me, the reasons, technical reasons were plausible. But the question is, why on 18th May 2018 you noted all these, and your major stakeholders are the political parties? Because the constitutional government that we run is multi-party. So the political parties are major stakeholders. Why November? Did you inform the political parties? These are the critical questions. And you hear statements, and a statement attributed to the majority leader, Honorable Chairman Sabo, so I stand to be corrected. I made the same point, that if a new register is not compiled, the NDC can only win election if we retain this current register, or if a new register is compiled, the NDC will never win election. I hope it was quoted out of context. But you see, he really did say it. You see, but when you make those statements, then it will reinforce the perception that the new register that you intend to draw and the constitutional mandate of the EC obviously will be in conflict. So the EC is going ahead to do this because it's being manipulated, or is genuinely going ahead to fulfill its legal or constitutional mandate. These are the critical questions that we need to look at. And I did make the point that if you want to talk about credibility, this current register that we have, last year, my little boy had turned 18. It took us great pain. People, went to Legon police station, long queue. When they gave the period for people who are turned 18 to come on, it was a hell. People showed interest. So you can say the register of 2012 and the register of 2016 had been updated. Dr. Bosman was talking about some 32 or 36,000 people who had to be manually cross-checked. Those are some of the constraints that you have. No system is perfect. But given the tension surrounding what we have, and the fact that we are going into a major election in December, then there is a need. I thought the EC would have taken opportunity for the session on Thursday and acting in concert or even behind the eminent citizens to rethink his position. Because you can draw a register, but why now? And if you want to talk about credible register, by logic, a register that had elected another party into government, a register that had elected another party into government, which one is credible? The one that you are going to draw. So the issue about this current register and the other, if you count the cost, for me, I think the voices of moderation will mean that this is a position, or this is a matter that can still be discussed in a hearty manner to find a solution. We have a register, so we can hold election. But if what we're going to do will lead to the tension and create crisis, then we must really rethink. And you know, without any ill feeling or sentiments about the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, I participated as General Secretary of the CPP on the political parties platform. And you mentioned Afarijan. It's worthy of special note. Because Dr. Afarijan's EC operated on the basis that once we even have the donor community or the development partners as playing a role, then everybody was a stakeholder with a good intention of developing our democratic system. And so the political party platform, even if you sat back, say that there were instances where you could say intruded into the legal mandate of the Electoral Commission. But Afarijan's posture was that anybody who did anything that he could describe as complimentary, allow him or allow her. And so the Transition Act that we now have was initiated by the political parties platform, with Jim Mensah as the administrator of the IEA, or for that matter, the coordinator. And many, the presidential district parliamentary debates were organized by the IEA through the political parties platform. But strictly speaking, and I think Kwesi Prab made that point at one of our party meetings, that it is a mandate of the NCCE or the Electoral Commission to organize that. But like I said, any complementary role would be welcome. And I have not heard the parties, but somebody indicated that the same party's platform indicated, and they have a resolution. And Ambassador, you need to check that in an election year, to avoid similar instances or occurrences like this, that a major issue when the Mensah was chairperson or was with a platform should not be undertaken in an election year. Even ECOWAS protocol.
6 months to
exactly. And so revision of a voter register or voters register is a major issue. And we can only pray that the eminent citizens must assert their influence. And I believe there will be a positive outcome. So we just have a leap of faith